This is the last episode.
That's too loud in my headphones, but I'm too far away from my thing to do the.
Why are you too far away to mess the volume in your headphones?
Because I have a new microphone.
Whoa!
It's
Cue the big zoom in from Bill and Ted.
all right.
Big boy zoom ins. Why do you have a new mic? Why'd you get a new mic?
I needed one because Blue Yeti is not a mic.
Nice meme. I'm just kidding. You got a good mic now.
I do. This is a quality studio microphone. I got the Rode Procaster. I actually talked about it. Actually. So last week's last week's episode. Oh yeah, AI. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about your goddamn mic.
Well,
when did you finally get it? By the way,
I got it last week.
Because remember we recorded that podcast very early.
Exactly.
Oh, so when did you?
The next day, Friday.
Okay, you finally actually got it the next day.
Yeah. So the day we recorded the podcast on that Thursday, it was super early in the week.
But it was super late in the day when we recorded that podcast.
When I uploaded it on Monday, it was 8:00. When I uploaded it on Monday, I put a little doodle at the beginning with this mic just saying, hey guys, this was recorded very early. So
did it sound different, by the way, or was it kind of pretty much the same? Like when you put your little... Why'd you call it a doodle?
I don't know. I call it when I think of a small...
Like a post-recorded message?
When I think of like a small, like you know, like the Nerdist podcast?
No,
they're like...
Continue.
Okay, well, at the beginning of every Nerdist podcast in the Nerdist Network, they have like a da-da-da-da. And I consider that a doodle. Just like little things that are super...
You mean a ditty, not a doodle? A ditty? The musical term is called a ditty.
Well, or
a jingle, if you will, which is longer.
Jingle, yeah, that's the thing. I'm thinking I consider something a doodle when it's like super... What I've done was not technically a doodle in my own definition of what a doodle is. I need to get used to using this mic, by the way, because
also used to defining your words to me.
Yeah, no, my own words. So when I move over here, like
I can hear you move.
Yes, because this mic is good, and I have to like learn how to use it.
Be professional.
Well, it's a different type of mic, though.
Well, yeah, but you didn't work with that a ton.
No, I've never used this mic before.
No,
but it sounds great.
Except for this week.
All I know is that it's best to talk into it from kind of an angle because it does have a pop filter, but like,
does it have a pop style?
It has a K-pop.
Does it do karate in the garage? Which one?
I don't listen to K-pop because I'm not a bad person. So anyways, yeah, Rode Procaster.
Yeah, we're gonna move on from that.
Rode Procaster. That's the mic I have, and it's awesome. It's a $230 mic with a $20 boom arm. That was
falling apart before the podcast as we spoke.
Yeah, because
I walked in. He's like, yeah, I got a good mic with kind of a cheap mic arm. Yeah. And then as he's saying that, like a screw pops out, and he's like putting it back in with his hand like an ape.
Yeah, pretty much. I could have gotten the Rode PSA 1, but that's a $100 boom arm.
Public service announcement?
Yep. One.
The one and only one.
The only public service announcements you need to know. Yeah, but it's $100, and I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna spend $100 on something that I could just spend $20 on this and just be kind of frustrated sometimes, but it works.
You could always make your own.
Yeah, but I got this, and this one has an XLR cable built in, so I don't have to buy an XLR cable.
How much would XLR cost on its own?
Like $6. But it's just, you know, six to as much money. Like at the studio internet, he has a $400 XLR cable. Fuck. So it's like 6 to that.
Yeah.
So
prices on audio is stupid.
It's money that I didn't need to spend. So it just got bundled in with
technically all money you don't need to spend.
Well, technically money is just it's just an IOU. So
like time. Time's an IOU. To that.
So this is the last episode podcast.
Remember fidget spinners?
I have one somewhere. Oh, it's in that box over there.
Do you ever use it unironically other than that day?
It's not good. Like mine is not a good one.
I hate that's a sense that you can say because they're all the same fucking thing.
Yeah, but mine doesn't spin very long.
They're all the thing from a fucking skateboard that you just spin real good.
They're just ball bearings.
Yeah, they're just a ball bearing that they only got hot because the copyright on them expired and someone picked up the copyright later.
Yeah, you see them at Walmart and
at every con you'll be at this year, folks. Say you're going to a con anytime from last month to the end of this year, booths are gonna have fidget spinners. And And boy, oh boy, does that suck. And
even my breathing sounds good.
And the guy breathes on
mic.
you like that.
Yeah. See, this mic makes everything sound good.
$15 for a ball bearing with a funny shape on it?
Yeah.
And then I didn't.
So this is the last episode of the podcast. My name is Lewis.
No, it's not.
Make sure you guys rate and review on iTunes.
You. Don't lie to that.
Or I can't
this
say
podcast name is a lie.
Well, I can't say that's the joke.
It's a lie.
That's the joke.
I have to change it because everyone knows.
Yeah,
you showed your hand. They saw your dingus. They saw you open a can of paint with it. Do you remember that from The Simpsons? My favorite joke when I was like 10 years old.
I didn't watch The Simpsons because my mama didn't let me.
Well, there's a really good joke where it's like Mr. Burns saves someone from a burning fire, and it's like, that's amazing. He's like, it's like, you think that's amazing? Homer's like, I saw a guy on TV open a can of paint with his wiener. And it just ruins the entire moment. But I still think of that all the fucking time.
That is pretty good.
He just sounds so excited about it. I saw a guy open a can of paint with his wiener.
It's kind of like...
Could you do that?
No.
I mean you specifically. Could you do that? I'm not asking like, can men or human beings do that?
Not in the abstract. I mean in the literal sense, the autistic sense. Can you do it?
I just think of fucking It's Always Sunny. It's like, hey, have you ever been to Florida? Not physically.
I don't remember this joke.
I think it was Denny where they were asking, like, have you ever been to Florida? He's like just with the arms behind his head. Not physically.
That's so great.
Like that's a question he just always gets.
Ha! So I can't say iTunes anymore. I technically should have been saying it for the last 7 months.
Did they rebrand?
7 months ago to Apple Podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just...
But people don't even say the Apple Podcast. They just say iTunes.
Well, most people don't even know that iPhone has that. It's like, how do I listen to podcasts?
Yeah.
It's like, you have an iPhone? Go.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's kind of just
search
there.
Podcast and then you have the thing.
Yeah, because the whole point is that they're integrated all into one handy dandy storefront.
Yeah, that's what's nice about the... I wish iTunes was just a one app.
I thought that was the point of iTunes, to be a one-stop digital media shop.
Yeah, but then they did the App Store and split the apps and the music, which kind of made sense, but no.
At the time.
But now it's
for marketing.
Yeah, for marketing. No, it doesn't. It makes no sense.
In 2006, when no one had like a framework of how digital media should be sold.
I can't blame them too much.
They're like, this might work out. And then they found out that selling apps is a fucking crapshoot if they even do well.
There's a PlayStation Vita charging over there.
What does that to do with PlayStation anything?
Nothing.
Remember the Vita?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a PlayStation Vita charging there. I pulled it out of this.
I am really excited to see at PSX this year if they talk about the Vita on stage.
They won't. They won't.
They didn't say the Vita's name on stage at the Sony press conference, but they showed a couple games that were getting ported to the Vita. But not even a mention, not even a whisper on anyone's lips of the PS Vita. No, and they're still announcing games for the Vita like every other month.
Yeah, dude, there's games coming out all the time. I just looked today. There's a huge sale going. There's literally like 30 games on sale, probably more. Like the Jack and Daxter collection is $5 on Vita right now, which is like...
Those are all good games.
It's great games. If depending on your
Vita...
Those
games got patched, right, on the Vita?
Yeah.
I heard that one had problems when it came out.
Here's the thing. Depending on your Vita, this is what's frustrating about the Vita, is that every single model is different. Yeah. Like every single Vita that you hold will have different bugs.
Finding one.
Will have different bugs.
Yeah.
So like if you have a good one, Jack and Daxter run fine. Like Jack and Daxter runs fairly fine on mine. But Borderlands 2 ran better on my old Vita, on the first version.
It makes no sense.
Right? Yeah, it's just some games work better on some Vitas.
Just that memory card, man.
For who?
That $80 memory card for like 64 gigs.
Dude, when I got my 15 gig one for like $20 at Walmart, I was like, man.
I bought that for like $25. I was like, this is a highway robbery. Oh, wait, no. This is stupid. I shouldn't be paying that much for a memory card.
Yeah.
Like, it fit but 3 games on.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
If you want like a full game, like a full game, that's like 3.
Just 2, honestly. I downloaded
I got lucky and I got 3 on one. I was like, oh, thank God.
Congratulations.
I have 2 memory cards that I keep juggling.
If you play you play smaller type of...
I play JRPGs on that thing. Yeah. Which are not super small.
But you're not downloading like Killzone.
I downloaded Killzone. I downloaded that digitally from PS Plus.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. It's like almost my entire memory card.
Yeah, it's almost 5 gigs.
Because OS...
You have to have at least an 8 gig
card. Because your OS takes up like 2, I think, on the Vita.
Well, but it's a memory card, so like...
Yeah.
Who cares?
Let's allocate space so that OS can go good.
So make sure you follow us on Instagram at The Last Episode Podcast, Twitter at Last Episode Pod. Ask us questions, lastcastask@gmail.com. Go check out ELOtalk.com.
Check out the band too; they're pretty good.
Yeah.
ELO Talk. the band. Not Electric Light Orchestra.
Hey, Peter, can we start a?
Did you say beater? Are we doing this now in the podcast?
Hey Peter, can we start a band, the Elo Talk band?
Whoppy machine broke.
So yeah,
there, we're gonna put all of them on here.
Cool stuff is happening on the Elo Talk podcast front. Behind the scenes, we're gonna be
revamping, rebooting.
Reboot. I'm not gonna say too much. All I'm gonna say is
cool.
Cool things is happening, and when it happens, I will announce it on this podcast because I'm excited.
Because you'll be allowed to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I haven't been told not to say it or to say it. So you
should not do the saying part.
I'm just being careful about like things may or may not be happening.
Because that's how things are.
Yeah, that's how the media world works.
Yeah,
don't announce things until
a feature might just disappear one day. It's like, oh, well, it's just gone. Don't talk about it.
Don't talk about it, please.
Yeah. Shh, don't talk about
it. So the Squirrel Girl movie just got an actress confirmed.
Wait, what?
I'm not even joking with you
angry
right
about
now.
this. I am so angry about this.
I promise you this is a thing. So you know those commercials, I think it's either an insurance company commercial or a phone company commercial.
Okay, where is this going?
All right, so there's an actress on there.
Mm-hmm.
She's like really short and she's kind of like super happy or whatever. It's not Flo. It's like it's
No, that would be the best timeline.
It would be
if she was Squirrel Girl.
Honestly, I'd rather it be Flo, but this other chick is like, that makes sense.
The girl with the pink hair from Esurance that they had to stop having because people made pornography of her.
Sure.
Do you know about that, by the way?
No.
Do you remember that? Okay, there's an insurance commercial.
Hey, this is a family-friendly podcast. We don't talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we do all the time.
You're right.
We did it before the podcast. Said you couldn't find your batteries anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you had to fix your mouse and you take them out and you're very sad.
I just took them out and switched them.
The batteries were very moist.
Yeah.
Howlett. Talk about Squirrel Girl some more.
So the actress in that one commercial that I don't know or the name of the actress, or I don't know when or even if for sure this movie is happening, but I saw on the internet.
From the Wendy's commercial.
I'd be down.
I have no idea. Get a no name at this. Just do more
dude,
no
that's
names.
what we're getting. We're getting just a random actress who does like commercials to play Squirrel Girl.
Is it like a legitimate real feature film?
I believe so.
That sucks.
See, I've seen when I saw it like on Facebook or something, thought it was fake, and then Googled Squirrel Girl, and there's a bunch of articles talking about this. So
can we get like a Swamp Thing movie at this point then? For fuck's sake.
Who cares? Why not?
I like Swamp Thing. He's cool. Squirrel Girl's not cool.
No, not at all. I know nothing about Squirrel Girl.
Her again, and I was still like, man, I'm not a fan of Squirrel Girl.
All I know is that I looked at pictures of Squirrel Girl.
And you're like, yeah.
And I was like, this is terrifying.
Her and like Howard the Duck are on the same level for me.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm like, at least the Howard Duck, the Duck movie is so fucking weird.
It's so weird.
That it's funny.
Yeah.
And
it's so
the
bad.
new comics are actually pretty good.
I heard that.
They're actually pretty good.
There's a lot of these cool... See,
because it does...
Sometimes Marvel makes cool comics.
DC has been doing a lot better with bringing back old characters and making them cool.
DC's better at that, but Marvel has been really...
Oh yeah, bringing back fucking weird characters. They've been doing a better job with that.
Yeah, well, like they have the Vision comic that came out like 2 years ago or whatever.
I should check that out.
I know. It's like 6 issues, and I know it's amazing. Yeah. And I'd probably only need to spend like $30 to read them all.
Also, Marvel gets lucky that's getting up. I still hate, unfortunately, that I have not been able to pick up any of their variant covers they've been doing, all the hip hop covers.
Yeah,
they've done many of those, and I don't own a single one. And they're all really cool.
You love Marvel.
I don't actually.
I know. All right, well.
It's just a company, and if they make a thing, I like it, and if they don't, it's bad. I'm unhappy about this news you just given to me, because now I know that Squirrel Girl is going to be back in the... If she becomes the new Deadpool, I'm going to shit.
No, Spider-Man's a new Deadpool.
No. If it's a character that people did not know about, and then if Thing brings them back, and then everyone pretends to know... It's like how... Yeah. It's like people pretended they knew who Benedict Cumberbatch was.
Yeah.
And then...
I didn't know until Sherlock.
Yeah, and everyone said
no. He was in Star Trek
after
first.
that is when he got big.
He was in Star Trek first, right?
Yes.
All right, then
that's when people pretended to know who he was.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck you, you didn't know who he was. Yeah, no, I know who he was.
Neither did I. All I know is that I'd never seen Raccoon, but he was a good actor in the movie.
Yeah, he didn't make my problems with that movie occur.
But he was just
the writers.
The actor himself.
He's a good actor.
Was good in that movie.
Great,
and then
good.
When I watched Sherlock, I was like, oh, he's
kind
much
of
worse
amazing in Sherlock than he is in like actual movies. I think he's just directed worse in those.
Disagree.
He has less going. Like he has less to do in Sherlock other than just kind of be himself.
I don't know if I can agree with this.
I've watched the casual, non-important episodes of Sherlock.
Okay, I've seen every episode of Sherlock multiple times.
Because I don't care for Sherlock.
Yeah, I like Sherlock a lot.
It's not for me.
That's fine.
And the style is not for me.
You probably wouldn't like a lot of Doctor Who then.
No. Not
Well, Stephen Moffat.
the typography shit with his brain when he thinks, I hate that.
Well, here's the thing. So like,
and I like Doctor Who. What I've seen of it.
Well,
what I've seen of it on TV, I enjoy it more because I like goofy sci-fi.
Well, more
than just detective.
This is what I'm trying to say. So Sherlock is written by Stephen Moffat, all right, and Stephen Moffat directs some of the best episodes of Doctor Who, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So if you don't like Sherlock, you're probably not gonna like the cool stuff of Doctor Who.
The stuff I've liked about Doctor Who.
Do you like
seen
the whole dinosaurs on a spaceship?
I like
that premise.
I like the goofy shit in Doctor Who.
Do you like dinosaurs on a spaceship?
Yeah, I like the goofy shit.
Okay, I like goofy stuff too, but like that's stupid.
No, I like the goofy shit. Because it keeps that 50s camp of sci-fi alive.
For sure.
And I like that stuff.
I don't know. All I know is I'm sad because we have one more episode of my doctor, Peter Capaldi.
It's already almost over?
Yeah, the Christmas episode. The Christmas special is going to be his last episode.
That weird ass way they send. Yeah, you explained months ago.
Lauren Bancroft, shout out to you one time because you and I.
How long does it? Wait, was it only like a season they did that?
What?
Like the current Doctor right now? How many episodes did they give?
2 seasons? 3 seasons?
That's pretty short.
Yeah, really not that long.
In real time, it's short.
Yeah. In real time, yeah. I still remember when they announced Matt Smith.
That's why. How can you remember that? Means it's not that long.
Mm-hmm. Either way, I'm sad. He is my doctor. He is the best doctor, in my opinion. Peter Capaldi.
Is he your president too?
Mm-hmm. He is my president.
Would he be your president?
Peter Capaldi is my... So Peter Capaldi is an actor who is known for being that really mean old guy who's
What has he
dick.
done before? Like, has he done movies or just done
I've never
television?
seen him in anything before.
Okay.
I saw him in one movie. He was in World War Z.
Really?
He was the only good part of that movie.
Because
he was just
was he the Pepsi machine?
No, yes. He was.
That's the best part about that movie.
Yeah, he was at the very end. You see him, and he's just being a mean old boy. But he was like cursing and like yelling and stuff. And there's a lot of movies like that where he plays. There's an episode of this season where he got to play like as Doctor Who, but like Peter Capaldi, old.
Yeah.
Because weird stuff happened, and he like kind of had to be mean.
He had to react.
Yeah, but we had to be mean. Like he had to be like not the Doctor, and it was no one else could have done that but Peter Capaldi.
Because the Doctor doesn't have that personality type.
Yeah, exactly. So
generally,
watching that,
from what I understand, yeah. What did you do?
My doctor.
Why are you
doctor, my doctor.
Yeah. Oh, Captain, my captain.
Exactly. Yeah.
They should end it like that. He stands on a desk and he rips books apart.
So let's talk about something besides Squirrel. I'll talk about Spiderman. So I watched Spiderman the other day. This is spoiler-free review because Hey Juice hasn't seen it.
Is it a movie?
It's a movie. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies. I put it up there with the first Iron Man, first Avengers, and first Guardians of the Galaxy.
See, I'm finding that hard to believe only because, man, have they pulled out literally all the stops for ads. And they've turned me off so hard from this movie.
I get it.
And that's not fair.
I get it.
But Marvel's a company.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
I stopped watching trailers.
No, not even trailers. I mean, just like, hey, do you want to see this YouTube pre-roll ad for an insurance company that Spider-Man's in?
Yeah.
Hey, he eats at Subway. Hey, you gonna get this fucking Papa John's shitty-ass pizza? Spider-Man delivers it to your door and gives you a little kiss.
Yeah, it was dumb on their part.
So many ads for Spider-Man.
Because it's like...
It's Spider-Man. People don't need ads for this movie. It's Spider-Man.
Exactly. Everyone's
the number one grossing hero ever.
Ever. Just ever. He is the best. Like
It's like Superman, Batman, Luffy from One Piece, and that's pretty much how the chart goes for comic sales.
Yeah. You're probably right about
One Piece is gonna get up there.
Yeah.
It's the number one selling manga in the world for over a decade.
Hey, if Arby's can do promotional things for...
But it's hitting Marvel numbers now, and that's kind of awesome in a weird way.
Yeah. There's a lot of Japans out there.
Give me my Spider-Man One Piece crossover. Make it happen.
Sure, why not?
They did it with Attack on Titan years ago.
Cool.
Because...
That makes sense.
I want the Marvel Mangaverse to come back. That shit was funny.
So spoiler free. In your rating, watch it or don't watch it. Watch it.
Okay.
I recommend it.
Because you don't like the Sam Raimi movies.
No, not at all.
Not even at all.
No.
Yeah.
I did as a kid, but rewatching
Do you like them more than the Amazing Spider-Man movies?
No. The first one, not even. I like
because those movies are garbage.
Out of the so what? Besides this one, there's 5, right? So 1, 2, and 3, and
Sam
then
Raimi trilogy, and then those 2 Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Okay. So
with
out of
British boy who did
Andrew Garfield's.
Yeah.
So out of those 5 movies, my favorite one is the first Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
The movie's fucking terrible.
The first one's not as bad, in my opinion.
It gets worse along. Oh man, I hate those fucking movies.
Dude,
I hate those movies.
Well, but here, I don't like them either. But I'm saying as in the
because you don't like
best.
Sam Raimi ones at all. That's why.
Yeah, so
you
the
don't
best
like
of
those.
the worst.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not a comparison.
Is it because you don't like how cheesy they can get?
Yeah.
Are you just not a fan of cheese in
It didn't
general?
feel like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is cheesy though.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like Spider-Man.
That's kind of weird. Spider-Man's been around for long enough. It's felt a lot of ways.
You're right.
Look at the Spider-Man multiverse stuff. There's a lot of ways Spider-Man's gone tonally.
Well, yeah. Here's what it is.
Okay, I think maybe it's the thing is it feels too much like a superhero movie to you, not a Spider-Man movie. Is that what it is? Because he doesn't have the sass and all that. People's thing they liked about the Amazing Spider-Man is like he kind of jokes around more.
Yeah, he felt like a child
for
a
like
little bit.
For like a scene.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the movie gets really shitty afterwards.
It really does.
Where it's like, got your pants, nerd. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they do the Lizardman shit really dumb.
Also, he's a skater boy, which is like,
see you later, boy.
Please don't.
Which I hated that. He's a scientist.
Exactly. He's a science boy.
Or at least make him good at math.
Yeah.
Give him one of those two.
Yeah.
Give him an engineering degree or a biochemistry degree.
Sure, whatever. Just make him smart.
At least in the movie, they established, no, he likes science.
In the new movie,
he liked a science.
Yeah, in the newest one, they do a good job. Well, because
they gave him web shooters.
He's 15 in this one.
Yeah, well, he's young, and they gave him the web shooters.
Yes,
which I know people kind of don't like how they gave him organics in some. I don't mind organics in some stories. I don't mind them.
Yeah,
because people made too big of a stink about that in some of the movies when there's bigger problems than just
the thing is
the organics.
Making it yourself type. What is that called?
Do you?
So instead of
can do attitude.
So instead of organic,
showing you're more innovative.
So no, okay. So calling like the organics. What would be the other word for
technology based?
There you go. Technology based webs are
techno webs.
Techno webs are way more interesting.
Okay.
There's way more things you can do with that.
I just think visually, I thought it looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can just do more with technology if you get creative enough.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Which you can.
It's hard to do like, oh, well, it's organic, so it just
can have
comes
shit
out
out of his back like Man Spider.
Yeah,
God, Man Spider's so goddamn gross.
He really is.
I want him in a movie.
Sometimes they make him real.
They're giving Venom his own movie. Give Man Spider his own fucking movie.
Yeah, sure.
Man Spider's nasty.
He really is.
One of my first comics I had with Spider-Man was about Man Spider. And he scared the shit out of me, and I was like 8.
I think the first one I had was like, or the first one that I read was like Mr. Mysterio stuff. Which is probably why he's one of my favorites because
that's probably why I like Carnage and Venom so much too.
Yeah, Venom. And
which they are like the sandbys.
Mm-hmm.
It's also remember how they had Rhino in this movie for like 2 seconds?
Yeah. Why
do they do that in the ad? Like, hey, come see Rhino. He's like in there for a minute.
There's literally
like a shitty looking mechanical suit.
The way that the Amazing Spider-Man 2 ends is Spider-Man picks up with his web the thing for the sewer.
Yeah.
And is about to throw it at the Rhino, and then the movie ends.
Yeah, and it's like, what?
It's like, okay, so spoiler alert for Amazing Spider-Man 2. All right?
It's a bad movie. That's a spoiler.
But okay, so there you go. About 20 minutes before the movie ends, Gwen dies.
Because they had to do it in one of these movies.
All right? And then there's a funeral scene, and you think the movie's over.
Yeah.
And there's still 20 more minutes of nothing.
Yeah.
And then a Rhino battle almost happens, and then the movie ends.
It's like, remember the Underminer scene, The Incredibles 1? Well, I'm going to call it that now for posterity because there's going to be a sequel.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
But not even clever or interesting or a cool
fun,
setup or anything interesting.
Anything interesting. So anyways, my review on the Spider-Man, the new one, it's good. They actually did a Spiderman. It feels like Peter Parker. He's 15. He's a child. He's bad at being Spider-Man, and that's fun to watch.
Because I always liked him better when he's a high schooler, not like a young high schooler. Because to me, I'm like, he's still kind of it feels like he's still too young.
Okay.
Because I think it's when I saw like his buddy, like his friend. I'm like, oh, they're kids. They're like kids.
They're playing with Legos.
Kids.
They're 15. They're children.
Yeah. Because the vibe I always liked from Spider-Man is that they call him a kid because he is a kid.
Yeah.
But he's on that cusp of where he can be an adult or a kid.
Yeah.
And this is like they're going for more. He has to grow up faster.
Oh, here's something that
as a younger person.
Kind of a spoiler, but it's a good spoiler because it doesn't happen. No, like setup scene for this movie of like how did he become Spider-Man?
Because we've already seen that.
There's not a 1 second of it.
Well, we didn't see it.
All we get is a conversation between like two people of just like, oh, well, how'd you get your powers? I got bit by a spider.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Because it's just, we don't need to do this.
Yeah.
Which
it makes me so happy. I was like, no flashbacks, no nothing.
Which makes me more hopeful for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Because they don't have to say, oh, it has to be just like
they didn't say a lot.
No, they can show a news story for like a minute on like a TV in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Because it's not that interesting.
Well,
I like Black Panther. it's not that interesting. Everything else he does when he has the suit
Is interesting.
is way cooler.
We don't need to
He's
see
cooler Batman.
We don't need to see child Black Panther learning how to fight.
No, which I want to see him like just practicing his martial arts, and that's how they explain what it's called. Because there's different types of like African, like there's names for it.
Yeah.
Like show him just training, like just in a gym
like
or whatever.
Actually, Arrow does a good job
do
of
what
this.
like Arrow did, or what Batman
Batman Begins.
Yeah, where they just have him just fighting for like a minute, like just
practice.
training.
Yeah,
and that's it.
yeah.
Don't like Karate Kid it, where like the montage
The whole
of
movie
training.
is just
Don't do that. That's a waste of time.
for sure.
Origin stories are, guess what? They're boring. People
very-
don't like them anymore. I didn't really like them at all.
I
People are
liked
bored of them.
I've gotten bored of them.
Doctor Strange worked because no one knows the fuck that is, and it's interesting watching him learn magic.
Yeah, I like
Because the backstory was interesting enough where it could carry some of the movie.
Yeah, it's fun.
Spider-Man's isn't that interesting. It's I got bit, I have spider powers,
and my uncle died.
but I'm still a normal person.
Yeah,
Deal with that. That's what made Spider-Man interesting in the first. His setup is what makes him interesting. That's not his whole character though. It's what he does with his power.
Here's something we don't know. These are spoilers for things that aren't in the movie. So is that okay?
For me, that's fine, but we'll give people a heads up that.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to know nothing, I don't know how you managed this far in the world without seeing anything about Spider-Man.
Yeah, because I don't like trailers and I see it goddamn everywhere.
There's literally a huge spoiler for like a Easter egg in the trailer.
They tell you what the villain is. I'm like, God damn it, I don't want to know that.
That's okay.
Yeah. Because I want to be someone more interesting
than the Vulture.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that they chose the Vulture because
give me Rhino for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
give me Rhino.
Well, but Vulture.
Give me Mysterio.
Well, Vulture was
let him punch him in one hit, and have him die.
In Spider-Man issue 2, like his first ever villain was the Vulture.
It was the Vulture,
and then also,
but I've never liked the Vulture.
And then the second half of that issue is him trying to join the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, which is funny.
It makes sense for this movie because the whole movie is
the comics is really funny now. Like looking back at it,
yeah, it's funny.
Like how comics have evolved.
This movie is also him trying to be an Avenger. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like they did that on purpose. Of just like, oh, well, originally it was him fighting Vulture and wanting to be a Fantastic Four. Now it's him fighting Vulture wanting to be an Avenger.
Because now I want to see what happens because I haven't seen it, but the way Spider-Man's always worked as like an Avenger is that he's really not meant to be there.
No, he's just there for comic relief.
They let him be in it because he is but they go, well, you can do your own thing. We'll take care of it on our own because they kind of don't take him seriously.
Yeah,
which is what gives him interesting character dynamics with people. That's why he gets into fights and things go bad sometimes. Because he's immature.
He's a child.
And now this one, the difference between them is even more vast.
Yes.
Because the other movies have happened. And they've done the whole, they finally got to the point where it's like, maybe being a hero can kind of lead to bad situations, like where innocent people die.
Yeah. It's cool because now we can get like into the heads of the Avengers. It's like, yeah, I agree with them. We don't need Spider-Man. So now how would
someone like Captain America and Spider-Man interact on a how do we defeat this villain situation?
Yeah.
Because they've seen different things, different situations.
So what I wanted to say is they didn't show anything about his parents. And I'm hoping, because I think this is going to be a trilogy. There's going to be 3 Spider-Man movies.
Is it confirmed? Like,
I'm pretty
minimum
sure.
Trilogy or just happens to be 3 movies?
3 movies based on Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Okay.
Call that a trilogy. Call that whatever. That's what it is. That I've heard of.
Because I'm just wondering like how much of it is planned out to like end at the 3rd one.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Because like they're making another Iron Man movie, but it kind of felt
but it wasn't meant to.
Yeah. Okay. It felt like it was gonna be a trilogy, but it really wasn't. It's one of those things.
I don't know that much. I'm pretty sure though that there's supposed to be 3 of these.
I'm pretty sure the people writing don't even know.
I really hope that they do interesting things with his parents because we haven't had a Spider-Man
Clone
movie.
Saga, baby. Clone Saga. We're doing it.
Sure.
I don't want that, but fuck it. You can write it cool.
Dude, honestly, anything with his parents. Just anything.
They could do the devil thing.
What's the devil?
Where he sold his soul to the devil. They could do that.
Why
they could get fucking weird.
I don't think I remember this.
You know, that was, he sold his soul and was like, hey, Uncle Ben, what's happening? What's poppin', B? And then he brought him back to life.
Cool.
Like, Spider-Man is weird. They could do weird things with it. But the Avengers, like the current MCU, super safe.
Yes.
Super duper safe.
Yes.
Which as a result has kind of made a lot of people in the gaming community very unhappy with the new Marvel game, Marvel vs. Capcom. Because they're making that game super safe.
Oh,
because the MCU.
They can't, yeah.
Like the cast, they put, Rocket Raccoon was in MVC3.
Okay.
And literally everybody, even people like Marvel, went, who? Like, because Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I don't like hyper games, like the way those games play a ton. But I love how weird the cast picks are. Like, Doctor Strange was the main character in that.
Yeah, no one knows
Phoenix
Doctor
Wright from the Phoenix Wright games was a fighting game character.
I know who that is. Who's that?
You know the guy with the blue suit, spiky hair?
Sounds familiar.
The lawyer.
I know yeah, there you go.
They made him a fighting game character.
Okay, got
because
it.
they wanted to, because fans, because
Sure.
they know you like them.
Yeah.
And the new one, like my thing was like I don't care for them as like competitive games. I like them for like well, this is kind of a weird mashing of like these cool like franchises. Just put them together, see what you get.
Mhm.
Like you get Amaterasu from Okami fighting Magneto and like dumb shit like that. Like because it's like, oh, this is kind of a fun, and they talk, or that's kind of a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But they're playing it so safe with both franchises. And I feel like it's because of Marvel licensing.
Yes.
Because
It's
another thing with
Disney.
this,
It's Disney. They're Disneyfying
yeah.
the
But
comics.
the problem also as well, Marvel. Well, the Marvel versus games, they have certain characters that are like essentially staples.
Mm-hmm.
No mutants.
Hmm.
That's a lot of characters.
Yeah.
That's no Magneto
Mm-hmm.
and no Wolverine at
that's,
minimum.
That's the big, and those are the two big ones.
People know Berserker Barrage. The
Yeah.
move where he runs forward and runs at you with his claws has been stolen by it's been stolen by like the comics and the cartoon itself.
That's crazy.
Like Maximum Spider, my favorite dumb move from Spider-Man is from the Marvel games.
Oh, cool.
Like, okay, do you know a lot of how Captain like his shield, like Captain America's shield bash where he'll throw like a magnet?
Yeah.
A lot of those like moves I've seen from Marvel, a lot of them they just kind of reused in ways for the movies.
Yeah.
Because they make them interesting.
Yeah, true.
But the new game has made them play it so safe, and that scares me. Because that sucks.
Yeah.
Because and like I think they're gonna hide all the weird shit behind DLC, and that's the worst part about it. Because the hype for
They
that
probably
game
are, you're
died
right.
so fast.
It really did. I forgot about that game.
People who don't like Dragon Ball, like man, let's go do Dragon Ball game was pretty hot,
That's what everyone's been talking about.
and that's weird, and that makes me sad because I like the fan service stuff from the Marvel vs. series.
I like the fact that it exists. Look, I've never really cared about fighting games that much.
But people
but I
could
appreciate
play those
them.
games and go just like, oh, these are fun to see these characters, and just that's it. That's to get their money
Well,
for
it's
it.
one of those games that it's just like
Too fast.
Well, here's my thing. I have so many memories of like going to friends' houses and just watching my
Just
friends
watching Marvel
play.
2, yeah.
Who cares? Just watch my friends.
Marvel 2 is the best because that cast is
Just to watch Spiderman
crazy unbalanced and
fight
just yeah.
whoever.
It's like, oh, want to have War Machine and Spider-Man fight Gambit and Captain Commando? Sure,
Yeah.
why not?
Why not?
Which, by the way, I forget. It wasn't Iron Man in MSC1. It was War Machine. Not Iron Man.
Oh, cool.
War Machine.
In the first one?
Yeah, in MSC1.
That's
It
hilarious.
was War Machine, not Iron Man. And
That's
he had
hilarious.
the silver suit and the big cannon.
Wow.
And I forgot, because I was at a pizza place, like, oh yeah, no Iron Man in this. It was War Machine.
In the first one. That's
yeah, and I was
funny.
like, what the fuck? Who knows what War Machine is before Iron Man? Like, I sure guess, whatever.
See, that's what made those games cool because it was just like
They had some weird
they had
pulls.
Carnage. Didn't they have Carnage in one
No,
of
they
them?
had Venom.
I thought they had Carnage in one of them.
Probably a recolor, but he's in Marvel 2, and his sprite work is amazing.
Okay.
Because he melts into himself.
Yes, I know.
It looks awesome.
Then anytime I played 2,
Yeah,
which
because
is not a lot, but when I did, I'd always play Venom because it just
it
looked
was so cool because Venom,
fun.
when the match would start, his skin, you could see his normal human face, and they go,
Yeah,
go,
Venom just go back.
That's what I loved about those games, and they're missing that spark, and I
Yeah.
don't know why. Because Marvel and Capcom are fun universes to mess with and do cool things.
Yeah, they're a little
and
silly.
these feel so safe. Like Rocket sounds bored in this game. 'Cause
Dang.
they changed it towards it's Rocket and Groot are like one character now.
Hmm.
And even their super
That sounds cool.
and even their super looks so tame.
Yeah.
And that's
Because that idea sounds cool.
they made Rocket before people knew who he was, at least interesting to play. He was like based around like traps and big guns. Like he had a bear trap he would throw down for setups. And
Yeah, that makes
all
sense.
kinds of weird, crazy shit. And I don't know what's happening because now they're getting more dangerous with their picks for their movies.
Mm-hmm.
But-
Yeah, like Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, which like, ugh, Squirrel Girl. But whatever, I got Black Panther.
Can we
so-
stop at? No, we can't.
I like Black Panther a ton. I'm glad we got him.
I don't think we need. I think we're done. Do we need to add any more characters into the MCU?
We don't, but money exists. So let's keep going with it.
God dang it! All right, if who would you want them to add else?
Into the MCU?
Yeah, like who else? We have Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. I'm set.
Yeah.
They have my 2 favorite superheroes in Marvel. In there, I'm good. So I can die happy.
Let's bring the Punisher back.
No,
I like
thought
the-
about it.
I like the Punisher. It wouldn't work.
Exactly. That's why I thought
Because
about
the
it.
universe is too safe.
Yes.
Literally everyone that's going to be like...
Well, that's why the Netflix series is
And that bums me out.
interesting. Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, they're going to be limited to this franchise? That sucks.
Yeah.
Because
Especially
I want a Punisher movie that's good, and we're never getting it.
we're gonna get a whole series, so
I hope that's good.
I
hope it's good.
I'm pretty sure it will be.
Iron Fist was a fluke, so let's
Hey,
hope Punisher's good.
It was. Well, my thing
It
is,
wasn't bad, it was just a fluke.
Well, but
from what I've heard.
no one expected it to be good.
No one expected it to be like as like
Meh. Yeah, you're right.
meh
No.
as it was. Because everyone was kind of like, everyone's like, yeah.
Who?
No, everyone watched it was like, this is kind of boring. That's weird.
That's how I feel about it. I still haven't finished it. I still have
Like
not
people who've watched like Daredevil and Jessica Jones,
Yes.
opinions on them fluctuate on like by episode basis sometimes.
Sometimes.
But people at least have like an opinion on those shows.
Yeah.
I remember even people are like, yeah, I watched it. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's a weird fluke.
It's kind of how I feel about Ant-Man.
That's like the Ant-Man and Thor problems where it's like,
No, Thor's sometimes has good parts.
okay, Thor has a cool...
Thor feels like a movie. Ant-Man
except
feels
for the sequel.
like a...
Sequel was just like, it felt like a movie. It just felt like a movie that I don't like.
Yeah. Ant-Man felt like a made-for-TV Marvel movie.
Edgar Wright being sad about that movie made me way more bummed out about it.
Yeah, I know. We talk about this all the time.
No, because he came up and said like, yeah.
I know. We talked about that.
No, because he felt like even the writers that are with me, they said, yeah, they were upset about it too. The ones that stayed, like, we wish he couldn't have left.
Yeah.
Because a lot of videos they had to cut.
All the good ones, I'm assuming.
And if you've seen Scott Pilgrim and the way he can do action, there are a lot of ideas that I kind of wish I could have seen.
We need to see Baby Driver.
We need to see Baby Driver. We need to know how he can do action again.
Yeah. Well, he does.
Scott Pilgrim is one of my favorite movies of just all time.
Really?
I love that movie.
Really?
I love that movie. Because I've read the comics as well.
Okay.
I've
never read the comics.
It's a fantastic movie.
Okay.
I
like the movie.
There are very few movies that do the character writing in a comedy with the way it blends all of these weird fucking styles together, and it works.
I watched it a lot when it came out. Looking back, maybe I need to watch it again, but I feel like
it's much better when I watched it like a year ago.
Maybe because I feel like
I watched it when it came out because like video game thing from a comic that I know, and it was great. It was a good adaptation. It wasn't accurate because whatever, but it's a lot better now that I know more about film and what it takes to make a good film even work.
Yeah,
what it takes to make a movie. Period.
Yeah,
the fact that the movie is like almost as flawless as it is
fair
amazing.
Enough. Yes. For what it is, it's
they make
crazy
bits
that it
from
exists.
The comics funnier.
It kind of reminded me of Zombieland, where it's like this shouldn't be what it is.
That's why because that series is supposed to be a TV show.
Yeah,
and they made it into a movie, and the movie's good. Not great, it's good.
What, Zombieland?
Yeah, and they made it into a TV show.
I think it's great. I personally think it's great.
I haven't seen it since it came out.
Oh, okay. So I've seen it. I have the movie.
And I was like, this is funny, and then it would come on cable, and I was like, I'll watch that one scene, and then I'll just go away.
Yeah,
but there's good payoff jokes in that, like the snowball joke. And the Bill Murray joke is a good payoff scene.
I might be biased because the movie opens up with "For Whom the Bell Tolls" by Metallica.
Oh, fuck you! Come on, that's not why you like that movie.
No, it's not.
You know that in
it's
your heart.
Not why.
You know, like, come on, you know that's not why you like that movie.
But it's kind of like when people watch Get Out and then they hear Redbone, and it's like
really.
It's just it's
okay. I know people had that association in their brains.
It's a thing of like, oh, this just made this movie like way better.
Really, for me, I was like, that's kind
of the fact that they would put something like that in this movie mean that they're going to do other things to make this movie what you personally like.
Because for me in Get Out, when they put that, I was like, that's kind of too modern. That feels weird. For me, I was like, that's kind of weird to hear that song that I heard so recently.
It's not even a matter of being too modern. It's a matter of the type of song that is.
That's why. There was too many
movie.
There was too many things. Yeah, I was like, there's too many things that were kind of like this took me out of the movie.
Oh, I disagree. It took me out, but in a good way. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Okay, because I liked what they were going for before that happened. But
fair
regardless.
Enough. I don't even like Get Out that much.
Yeah, well, you don't like the movie that much, so
I like it, but we had the same thing where it's like people who've never seen an indie movie overhype the heck out of that movie.
Yeah, it's like that, and what other movie we're talking about where it's like it's great if you've never seen an indie movie before.
I remember we said that for Get Out. I don't know what else.
No, but I think we talked about some other movie.
Probably Prometheus.
Maybe It Follows.
Maybe It Follows. No, It Follows doesn't have like a overhyped. To me, It Follows is underhyped.
Not yet. It hasn't got there yet.
I feel like It Follows is underhyped.
It's growing in popularity like how Drive grew in popularity over the years. Where everyone knew it was good, it's just more people are going to watch it as time goes by.
I'm excited for The Kingsman.
I never saw Kingsman 1.
I did recently with Alonzo.
It's only because I heard about one joke that I thought was not funny, and my dumb ape brain said, oh, the movie must not be that good then.
Yeah,
that was like when the movie came out. So I'll just go watch it later.
Yeah, the trailers made that movie look bad, and then I saw the trailer for the second one, and it's such a well-directed trailer.
The first movie is actually pretty funny. Like it's a comedy.
The first one, yeah, no, it is.
It's a black comedy, right? Like where there's like violence is the joke.
Yes. Well, but
how serious is it with like the comedy? Like how wacky is it?
It's where violence is the joke, but they do the jokes well. It's like, and also it's violence enough where it's like, oh, that's cool.
Is it violent like John Wick?
I've never seen John Wick, so I don't know.
The Raid Redemption?
No.
Thinking of like good action movies that are like really, really violent.
I don't really care about action movies that much, so this
Terminator 2?
Yeah, dude, I've never seen any of the Terminator movies.
What the wait? Not even any of them on TV?
No, I've never seen one Terminator movie.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
But you like Annabelle.
I do like Annabelle.
I'll never let you live that down so you watch more good movies.
There's a lot of movies out there.
More movies.
A lot of things. Dude, when people always say it's like...
A lot of things. Time to go watch Breaking Bad again.
Yeah, exactly.
So your argument's invalid forever.
It's not invalid forever.
Until you watch more movies that people know.
Well, here's the thing. Game of Thrones is going to come back.
That's coming back. So
Sunday,
if you,
this Sunday.
so if you rewatched a part of it, it'd be like, okay, whatever.
Well,
New
my
season,
thing is, I'm on.
I
Season,
get it.
I'm rewatching.
Breaking Bad's never coming back, but you've rewatched it twice.
You're right. 3 times. Nope.
Wait, what?
4 times.
Wow, I was being nice. I
4
sold
times.
you short.
4 times.
Fuck you.
For Breaking
I
Bad.
sold you short on that.
You did.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get.
You put your own balls out on stream.
Yep.
Everyone can see him now. This is balls. We're in the podcast.
I hit the space bar real good, and it was a bad.
Hit him like a tanuki.
I'm zooming in, not out.
You know what a tanuki is, right, Lewis?
No.
Raccoon dogs with big balls in old Japanese folklore.
Why do you? What?
Yeah.
What?
They're even in a Ghibli movie. I'm not even making this up.
I'm sure it is.
You know
I'm
the
sure you're
tanuki
not.
suit from Mario?
Yes.
He has a raccoon suit.
Yeah.
It's a raccoon dog in a Japanese folklore.
I just call. I don't know.
They got big balls and they play them like drums.
Let's talk about
To
something.
spook away monsters.
What do you?
Why are you hiding from the facts, Lewis?
Castlevania Animagus.
Yeah, Konami, you didn't fuck up for once.
So you finished?
Castlevania got a new anime.
Or
Well, it finally
whatever.
came out on Netflix. Netflix exclusive. Only
Yeah.
4 episodes. I think about a half hour each.
Cool.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's very good, actually.
Well, people like it who either don't care about. Well,
no, that's the thing with this. You don't need to know a goddamn thing about Castlevania whatsoever.
Okay.
Not
What if?
a
What if
thing.
you're not an anime fan? Well, you like this?
Do you like horror then?
Okay. Cool.
Because this, it's a really dark take on Castlevania.
Cool.
Of like the universe of Castlevania.
I'm down.
It's also incredibly gory. Like the first step, like anime usually, I'm assuming because probably it's funded by some American company, helped. Because Frederator is they helped with this.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, they also did the Ape Escape anime.
What?
Yeah,
I don't even know that that's.
I didn't know that was a thing till like a week ago. I was like, oh shit, I
Yeah.
have this on my streaming services that I have. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, Frederator was ahead of hand. It's all with some like 2 other studios.
Mm-hmm.
And anime doesn't really get gory anymore because of censorship laws, and you have to wait till Blu-rays come out. And yada yada yada. This series is fucking violent because it is very much a gothic old take on vampires and that kind of stuff, like Jesus and that kind of like the Christian church and
Yeah.
holy water, and a lot of the staples of Castlevania, like there's a Belmont in it, and Dracula's in it, and after watching all episodes, like all 4 episodes they have of it right now, because it's only 1 season, but it's super, super short. It is based off of Castlevania 3.
Okay.
So it's based off of the cast of that. Which, going by how it is right now, they might not have that 4th character show up. Because all they kind of did was like looked at what they liked from that game and just kind of wrote their own story. Like this is all, the only thing that I can really think that they kept were like some of the characters, like the main characters, and that the Belmonts are like a hated family. They were run out of the country
Mm-hmm.
because they thought that that what they did caused problems. Other than that, it's like just it feels less like an anime, more like a movie they split into 4 parts.
Interesting.
Because it flows really like it should have just been in one thing.
Have you ever seen Rin?
No, what is Rin?
Daughters of Pneumocide? I think
Is that the
that's
one that
pronounced.
had that metal song you showed me like months
Yeah, by
ago?
Galnerius.
I think it's on my watch list.
Yeah, watch it. It's I think you'd like it.
It's in that same tone.
6 episodes, 40 minutes each. It's an anime.
Huh.
Each episode is in a different time period. They jump around like 10, like a couple decades every episode.
But they're all related. And,
But it's all canonical. Like
okay,
it all.
cool.
But it's very, very interesting. Weird demon.
Yeah. Demon City Shinguku.
Yeah, weird stuff like that. And I think you'd like it because that when the way you're explaining this to me kind of reminds me just of Rin.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I love Rin. Rin is one of my favorite animes.
Mhm.
Which is
You don't watch a lot.
I don't watch a lot.
Yeah.
But
So it grabbed you some way.
yeah, the fact that I watched it. That's the
You
weird
sat
thing.
and finished it.
That's the thing about me in anime. It's like it's not like me in say movies where
Or
it's
more TV, because you watch more TV than movies normally.
yeah. I like series because then I can
Yeah.
sit down and
Focus.
There's more to digest.
Yeah.
And if it's good for longer.
That's why House of Cards
obviously.
is a problem, because I'm going to be scared when it has to end someday.
Yeah, and House of Cards, where I'm at, I'm only on season 3,
Mhm.
and it's like already gotten not as good, which is very scary.
It doesn't dip, it just moves up and down violently.
That's what I'm thinking.
But you can't tell where that's going to happen.
Well, yeah, because
So-
season 2, episode 2 or something, like randomly in the middle, it had the weird. I'm not gonna spoil it because
Yeah.
it's so jarring of a show plot change.
That's why
I
this
almost
show
had
is
a panic attack.
That's why the show is fun to watch.
Yeah.
But my only problem is that this show takes place in a normal reality.
Mm-hmm.
So the stakes can't go any higher at a certain point.
Yeah, it can't be like Aliens or anything.
They can't do that. So I'm like, where are they going to end this?
It's probably going to be like a Breaking Bad situation.
No, it has to be like nuclear war. It's like the final breaking point.
Sure.
It's the farthest they could possibly go unless they do magic. Unless magic politics.
By the way, when I was watching Mad Men, I talk about this all the time. When I was watching Mad Men, there's a part like
you told me this I think off podcast.
I thought we were going to get aliens.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you told me that. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, we didn't. No aliens happened.
Are you happy about that?
Yeah, I was very happy.
Okay.
Because it would have ruined the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's 4 seasons in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's why the couple anime that stick with people are ones that do that tone shift.
Well, The World's End is a good example in a movie.
It's because those animes are like 12 to 24 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's not a ton of time.
Yeah, you can do that with anime.
Like the most infamous one is like Samurai Flamenco. Where people called it, because it's sort of kind of like a Japanese kick-ass.
Okay.
Where it's about a guy who wants to be a hero,
mm-hmm.
but it's just a normal dude. And then a very infamous moment happens, and then the whole tone of the show changes forever. And people either like that or they hated it. I kind of loved it.
Like I said, The World's End is a perfect example of this. Where it's a bar crawl for like 45 minutes, and then all of a sudden, boom, aliens.
But the way the bar crawl stuff is working, it doesn't feel like it's like kind of like putzing around, like kind of wasting time.
Yeah, and also there's things.
There's content in there.
Yeah, and also there's things to like hint towards this is going to happen.
Man, I will always love that.
Which is why The World's End is my favorite in the Cornetto trilogy.
It's for me. I think it's still
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
That's fine. I don't.
World's End is like my third favorite.
Really?
But not by much. Because Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead are like so close.
That's wow. I don't like Hot Fuzz that much.
I think Hot Fuzz is underrated. Maybe because I kind of like the toned down setting. I think his writing kind of works in that setting.
It does.
I kind of like him writing like a lovable loser in like a real setting.
I just think that The World's End is so smart.
Oh,
it's hard
with the setting that it's in.
For everything about that movie, it's almost perfect. For what it is, it's almost perfect. I don't know if I can think of anything that I would say, nope, that was a bad.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that.
That's me and Scott Pilgrim.
All right. I can't fault you on that because it sounds like a personal thing.
Because there are still scenes in that movie that make me laugh out loud.
Cool.
And there are very.
That's how I feel about the Cornetto. This is Cornetto trilogy in general.
I'm thinking about the scene where Knives opens the door. It's like, "Hey, is Scott here?" No, I think he just left, and he jumps through the window. And there's a pause. You see him run and jump out the window.
Yes.
And then she goes, "Oh, that's too bad." And they cut back to him, and he grabs his jacket from the broken window and keeps going.
Yeah.
That is not in the comics. It's so fucking funny.
Should I read the comics?
Yes, you should.
If I read the comics, we read Amory Wars, you bastard.
I'm still reading Amory Wars. It's long.
It's not that long.
Scott Pilgrim and Amory Wars are about the same length. Okay. If you include the side stories about Kim.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff they cut out for better and for worse in the comics.
From the comic to the movie?
Yes. Yeah. And the ending, in my opinion, is better in the movie.
Oh, interesting.
I like the ending better.
All right.
It feels more wrapped up.
Cool.
But you kind of miss some fun dialogue between characters. Mm-hmm. And like you don't get to like learn more about his friends.
Mm.
And also everyone should check out, they animated, because there's a prequel about Scott Pilgrim, like when they're in high school. And when an Adult Swim, I think before the movie came out, they animated pretty much that entire issue. It's like a whole 10-minute short.
Oh, wow.
And it's called Scott Pilgrim's like animated adventure, like something like that.
There's some silly...
But it's like a fully animated in the comic art style.
Oh, cool.
And it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I kind of made me upset that it was a thing.
That could be a show.
Because it looked really good in motion. That art style works.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Because there's shittier shows that are coming out right now on Adult Swim that have a worse art style and worse animation than that. Makes me very...
Tell me how you really feel.
No, because man, Adult Swim takes a lot of shows where I'm like, how did you pitch this and get people to give you money for this garbage?
And how are people watching it?
Like Mr. Pickles.
I don't know.
Like garbage like that.
I don't watch TV.
Adult Swim is kind of too loose with their guidelines, and that's kind of a problem. Because then Metalocalypse will never come back.
Yeah.
Which, have you ever seen Metalocalypse?
Yes.
Do you love it?
No.
Why is that?
I don't like it.
Is it the humor does not work for you? Does at least the music work for you?
Obviously. Here's the thing. I was such
a young person when I found out they were doing tours of their music. I was like, I can't go to that.
The fact that Death Clock
is a real legitimate band
that makes awesome metal music.
Yeah.
Like that's the pure, hard, heavy metal music.
That is still the best joke in the whole series, that they're a real band.
Yeah,
That's the funniest shit.
It is.
But you love the idea of like the joke of the show is that one of the things like their band is so big that they change the world permanently.
Yes.
Like there was an episode where they had like, hey, you can come to our house. and the world shuts down for you to go visit their castle.
The idea of the show is hilarious. It's just the tone of the humor just doesn't do it for me
King of the
at
Hill
all.
for you?
Yeah, I don't like King of the Hill at all. I can't watch
because there are moments where like the show is written like that, but it has like the weird crazy shit kind of like it builds to that later on. But if you don't like that kind of setup, it doesn't really work.
Yeah, it's just not for me.
It's a contrast just like this crazy world that they made and they live in, but they're just kind of just normal dudes who kind of just hate being hungover.
Yeah,
and the guy's named Pickles.
I don't know the name of anyone.
Or how the lead singer actually legitimately has a really good relationship with his father.
Oh.
Where it's like, wait, I love my father. Fuck you guys, I love my dad. like it's like a funny little bit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are. I can't tell. I think the singer is like the actual voice actor for the singer in this show.
I probably
because he has that voice.
I know that. I'm pretty sure there's an episode where Metallica's in it, and
yeah, that a lot of people get guest starring roles in that. And that show's great.
All right, so we probably have like one more topic here. So can you read this?
No,
list?
I do not have my vision on.
Oh, you don't have vision on
my perception.
You don't have vision.
He's not sitting on my face
back
and looking for me. No,
oh, just hopped on your back.
No face.
All right, let's talk about Andromeda dropping de novo.
Yeah, holy shit.
Because that's a huge deal
for EA. So yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda, a series.
Remember that game?
A game so broken on release and so mixed by people on launch that it killed Mass Effect indefinitely, is dropping its DRM program in it in its upcoming patch.
Yeah.
And that's surprising. That's really early for a game like this. Because games are known for dropping de novo like maybe like half a year, like however long they paid for the license for.
Yeah.
I think Doom dropped it. I think maybe after half a year.
Yep.
Like that's kind of like, it seems like half a year to a year is when like de novo.
Well, also de novo's kind of dead. It's really easy to crack de novo. It just takes time, but
it is possible.
It will
nowadays.
happen.
Yeah.
Like
it has gotten less effective over the past 2 years.
Yes.
So less games are starting to have it.
I frequent Crack Watch, I think the subreddit, to see.
I was like a website. I was like, what kind of website name is that?
No, yeah, it's a Reddit / because it used to be Crack Status, but that got taken down.
Yeah.
So r/Crack Watch, I think it is. It's just a community of people talking about what like different DRM stuff and how far along things are getting cracked. De novo's dead.
Yeah.
Like it's just a matter of time before they stop using it.
Yeah. Because someone has to just make a whole new one.
Yeah.
That's why de novo worked, because it was the only one and it was strong on release.
It was strong on release, and and still to this day it takes a long time to crack.
Yeah, it is still like a strong.
It takes about a month for like if you get like a popular game.
But remember back when it became like a month to crack, that was like, oh my god, we made it.
Yeah, exactly. A month with a lot.
I think,
dude, you were lucky if you had a week.
I think the first time I ever got cracked, it took like almost a year and a half.
For what?
For de novo to first get cracked, it was like a year and a half in its early days.
It wasn't that long.
Early, because it was before it got picked up by like big studios, when it was like kind of like still in testing by companies. It took about a year and a half.
Yeah, well,
by amateurs.
Okay, yeah,
This is before when big games got it and it was like a focus effort.
There wasn't a community
people doing it in their free
Crack
time.
Watch wasn't a thing.
No,
like there wasn't a community of people trying to crack things.
Not under a name.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they obviously exist.
And it wasn't more focused.
This isn't like Skype groups of like 5 people.
Yeah, exactly.
That just did it on the weekends for fun.
No, now it's a whole. There's a lot of people on the internet who spend most of their time figuring out how to crack games.
It's just their hobby.
Yeah, which.
But a lot of them probably don't even play games, really.
Probably not.
Yeah,
they probably just crack them, play them, and then just like, okay, it works. Next.
It's just a challenge for them because they're just programming enthusiasts.
Yeah, which is, man, my opinion on this whole piracy thing for games is all over the place.
It mixes for me a lot. It's changed a lot over time.
Because it's like, look, I get the idea of like, these are just a bunch of kid crackers who don't know how to, or it's hard to make video games, but they want to practice that type of thing in that realm.
Yeah, but the excuse of that is like that doesn't really help you whatsoever with actual game development.
It doesn't help you whatsoever, but also it doesn't even. I can't even say that's not a motivation. I don't think.
No,
I don't think that's a real motivation for these people.
That is not a reason why people do it.
I think the reason why people do this is like
it's A, because I can. B, I want something for free because I want media to be free forever.
I'm talking about the people who crack it themselves.
That's what I mean.
I think it's way more simple than that. I think it's I will add a name. What's some crack 4DM? I think that's one. No Steam is the biggest one.
Yeah.
NOS Team or No Steam, whatever.
I forget how the other NOS Team, yeah.
Yeah, NOS Team, No Steam. They're the biggest, I think.
That's alive and active.
It's just people who they like the notoriety of, look at us, we can crack any game in whatever time.
They want internet fame.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's internet points.
That being said, if all piracy for games was dead, I'd be sad as a PC gamer because there's no demos, and I want to figure out if a game works or not.
Yeah.
And sometimes if it's not on Steam, I'm screwed because Steam has good refund policy. You play it for 2 hours. If it doesn't work,
It's with 2 hours within 2 weeks of purchase.
yes, 2 hours within. Yes, exactly. 2 hours within 2 weeks of purchase. If it doesn't work, you can get a full refund.
And,
Which
even,
I did
then,
with
and
just,
even then, if it's like maybe like a little over 2 hours, like you can maybe
some,
like,
yeah, you can talk.
you can
to
talk
them.
to somebody, and
Yeah,
they're
pretty cool about it.
they're cool like how Amazon people are cool.
Yeah.
You have to talk to them.
Yeah.
They won't try to fight you. They'll try to
Work with you.
as long as like you have like obviously you can get like strikes in your account if you do like too much of it.
Yeah, they'll probably they
can look like, hey, you can look at your customers and like, okay, yeah, we'll take this one off of you.
Yeah,
they'll talk to you about it.
But
For me, that argument dies the longer these other websites are opening up.
What do you mean?
The whole thing of like I can't get it on Steam.
Oh, just get it somewhere else. Yeah,
Because now that's a thing that's happening.
no,
now.
for sure.
And the demo thing, I hate that. It's just simply because of the cost of making games keeps going up.
Yeah,
Even for indie games, just time and money. Like people, it always feels like especially as a consumer, it just goes, why don't you just make it?
yeah.
You already have the game made. Just take a slice of it and just make. And that's not how games work. That's not
No.
how programs work.
No, it's way harder than that. Way hard. You have to kind of start from the ground up to make something so short.
Yeah, and then you have to bug test that itself, and that costs QA time.
Yes, there's money involved,
and that costs people's time. It's more complicated. Even if like, say you're a small indie company. Like,
Yeah.
say you guys say the Yacht Club people
Mm-hmm.
made a second demo for Shovel Knight.
Yeah. No.
That would cost them like a good chunk of their budget.
Yeah. It
'Cause
really would.
They made one before the game came out
Mm-hmm.
to give people for press, people to play. That costs money out of their own pockets.
Yes.
And time out of their own pockets. And that's the most valuable thing you really have in game development. They took that risk. If that failed, that's a lot of assets that they have to go to waste.
Yeah. So
So making demos is unfortunately kind of really not an option anymore.
It's not, but that's the thing.
That's why early access was trying to be that.
But
and
early access has become
it's
so corrupt.
But it's changing into something else. And early access, when it has worked, it's worked pretty well.
Yes.
Like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is a really good example of that.
I don't know. I disagree. I don't like early access games that are just the game.
It's not done. That game's not even close to done.
Yeah.
Games like Dead Cells. That game's amazing. That game's like 30% done.
Okay.
And they update it frequently. Those two games are those two games are both games that came out very recently in early access. Were good games out of the gate when they came out, and are being very communicative with their customers, always showing off their new updates, what the roadmap is in for the future, and updating very regularly. Like I think Dead Cells got updated like twice in the past 2 weeks, and they're like big updates.
My thing is, I think that early access games
those are what Greenlight should have become.
Yeah.
So that service needs to exist for games like that.
Yeah, I think early access should be able.
That's the best we're gonna get.
Well, I want them to
really.
My thing is the problem is there are games that are on early access that's been early access and still get updates fairly frequently for like 2 years.
Yeah,
it's like that's not early access.
But that's
more the game.
That's more of a problem with how developers and customers perceive each other. That's a different problem entirely.
Yeah, then just don't call it early access. That's my thing.
It's what is a customer willing to accept for what they pay.
Yes.
It is that problem. That's a problem you can't...
then call it something else. Yeah, find a new name. Yeah. Early access is not a good one for that specific situation. For the customer. Because it's like, this isn't what I paid for. No. I paid for this knowing that the game will come out eventually. It's been 2 years. The game hasn't come out. It's probably not going to anytime soon.
Games have gotten canceled in early access.
Yeah. For being out that long. Yeah.
That happened with one of Double Fine's games. There was a big thing about that. They had to just cancel a game.
It happens. Video games is hard. Okay, so anyway, the whole thing with the Denuvo thing. Interesting.
On a game that big, too.
Yeah.
On Mass Effect Andromeda.
Very interesting. I don't know what will happen with...
That game had only been released for like, what, 4 months?
Yeah, it's not long at all.
Yeah.
I am going to be checking out the Crackwatch subreddit and Piracy subreddit and just see where people are. Like their opinions on that. Because EA is the king of DRM bullshit. Yeah. Remember the new Sims game? I have to clarify something real quick. I promise I'm not pro piracy. I'm not pro it. Yeah. It's my opinions on them. I think that sometimes they're useful. Most of the times they're not.
I think the use of it has gone down incredibly.
Yeah.
So since digital markets have become a thing.
Yeah. I just have to say that because I feel like it sounds like I'm like.
Yeah.
I don't, I promise.
CD Projekt Red is like the best example of when it was like kind of valid.
Yes, sometimes
it's you cannot actually play this game because it's like we cannot get it here.
Yeah. And again, for me, just as a PC player, of just sometimes for having experience with the Dark Knight, of just sometimes games just don't work and you don't know it.
You wouldn't know until you played it, or you have to look at
Because
someone
every
else?
single computer is different, and
Well,
no
you'd
one's gonna have
also-
your exact
you'd
same
have to go on
rig.
forums, go like, hey, what are your specs and what did it do to yours?
Yeah, but even then,
And
no
that's
one's
a lot
going
of
to have.
time, and then some people don't even like to do that.
It could be a matter of, oh, my PC's dirty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it's this amount of dirty.
Or it's like,
some people
okay,
are dirty and
back up
some's less.
your card to this version.
Yeah,
But
It's-
only this one, and only from this link that I gave you.
Yeah, it's
So
so
only this version of this link works.
Yeah, which is it's just
That's
stupid
a piece of
PC
PC.
BS.
That's a PC thing.
Stupid BS.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, well, we're about an hour. We're exactly an hour in. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.